Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals, and making it happen on your terms.
Hey, welcome back to the Nothing to Fear podcast, the people's podcast, of course. I go by the name of Blanco Pro. Yeah, we're here, we're counting. So, remember a couple of episodes back, I was elaborating on that I'm going to have a very special guest right on this seat. And today is the day that I'm going to introduce a very special guest. Shout out to my twin, my daughter, Chrissy.
Hey guys,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can you tell I'm a little bit nervous being on the podcast for the first time? Can you tell a little bit?
It's fine. I was there at one point. Trust me, you're going to get there. So, first of all, what are we going to have a convo today about? What are we going to conversate about?
Well, today we're going to talk about a little bit of sneak peek into my life of Chrissy. We're going to talk about my experience of being in America for the first time as a 16-year-old and a little bit of how my dad has pushed me to where I am today to become a college graduate. I'm a college graduate. And not only one college degree, 2 college degrees.
What?
Yes.
You didn't
Yes.
tell me that. I'm joking. I'm so proud of you. There's no word to put together to express the feeling and the enthusiasm and the joy within that, how I felt. And first I used to tell me that I'm gonna make you proud, and I always say to you, make yourself proud, and then in return
I will be
I
proud.
will be proud. And
That is stamped in my brain. He says that all the time.
all the time. So it's not about me, it's about you. You know what I mean? So I came here and first about I played the part of preparing and setting the stage for you to make your life more easy and transition in this country, because it's different when you come from Jamaica fresh and you don't know the pros and the cons, because
Right.
it's like it's the same thing. You're driving on one side and over here we drive on the other side, so
Right.
everything is like far apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I had to do that. And tell me, how prepared did I get you to make your life more smooth and more easy to adapt to the culture?
Okay. It wasn't always that easy. It was always obstacles in the road, always things that are there, ups and downs, always there as usual. It's just life itself. But of course, my dad made sure that everything was perfectly out there for me to pick what path I wanted to go down. He always gave me that choice of making sure that I have a choice of picking the path I wanted to go down, chasing my goals as usual, you know.
Let me tap in a little bit and elaborate on something that I want to get off my chest. That's why the podcast is Nothing to Fear podcast. And, I always tell you that it's nothing to fear. I never put it like that, but I always tell you fear is a more detrimental of failure. That's the ingredients, the number one ingredients of failure. And I'm touching this topic because I want to touch on a wider topic where it comes on to parents that bring their kids here from Jamaica, and that it's a part of bringing the community, if that makes sense, are making the future a better place for the kids. So I know it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing that you could just snap your finger and it happens. But preparation meets opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
what I'm trying to say is that, please, guys, you bring your kids here. I know it's not the easiest thing, but put them in place to win. So tell me, just break down on a couple scenarios that I put in place for you to make your journey more easy into high school, into college?
Yes. When I first came here, the first time for the summer, of course, I got to enjoy the summer a little bit. It was my first time being in America at 16, so it wasn't it wasn't what I expected it to be. You know, everybody in Jamaica, you always expecting you come into a whole different country, you're always so excited and everything. I, I wasn't sure of all the work I was ready to put in or anything, but I didn't really put much work in. My dad pretty much set everything up for me already, so all I had to do was just execute these plans. And I went to high school, and he set up a volunteer job for me at the Brooklyn Public Library. I was working right after school with kids to do their homework and setting up the bookshelves and reading books for the kids. I was a homework helper, making sure that like after school everybody have somebody to come to do their homework and things like that in the Brooklyn Public Library. Throughout high school, my life hasn't really been easy. We all have that experience as a teenager going through school with friends and all of those ups and downs and everything. But I was one of those smart kids, and I ended up being a valedictorian. I was a valedictorian. I graduated like first of my class, and I got scholarships for college. I think I passed for like 7 or 8 colleges, and for some reason I chose SUNY Cobleskill. They had one of the best culinary degree programs, and I just had to make sure that I look into that, and we researched everything and to make sure that it was like the right choice, and it was the right choice.
Yeah, there you go.
Right choice.
That was the right choice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could break down a little bit about the voluntary job. What kind of exposure it gave you? What kind of access it gave you to make your life more easier when it come on to getting like a summer job, a paid summer job? Can you tell
Yeah.
somebody out there, can inspire a
So
kid out there, a
for
parents out there from the islands
yeah.
to just to be ahead of time and do their research? You know, because I did my research on the DOE. I was out there researching and finding out the easy path for her, so her life wasn't that difficult in her torture through high school. So can you inspire a kid out there and tell them what's the voluntary job mean to their career and their life?
So, as a volunteer, you're not getting paid for this, but you're pushing something as a community service to help out other kids to make sure that they're keeping their head up high, to let them know that there's always someone to fall back onto when they're feeling down. I had this one specific kid called Angelina, and whenever she comes to the library for to do her homework, she always seemed so down. And I was one of her safe place to always come to and talk to whenever anything is going wrong with her. And we never know what's going on with anybody these days. To have someone to feel like you could talk to whenever you want and like fall back on, you could cry or anything. That was her safe place with me, and I'm so grateful to be able to provide that for her. Like as a volunteer, this give you more exposure to talk to other people, networking with other people to get like more higher jobs or anything. And now you could get paid to be a volunteer now. Now you could get paid to be a volunteer like 2024.
And let me add into that. I don't think I think it keep you structured and take you away from exposing yourself to being in the wrong circle, or structuring you to be of a more focused individual head start.
Right.
So let's tap into college life a little bit. Can you break down college life a little bit to me
Oh man.
and the audience out there?
The college life is where things get real rocky. That's where the real life set in. Like the teenage years in high school is way different from the 20s in college, and also a little bit of teenage life too. My first year in college, I was on a whole soccer team. I was on a soccer team. I was playing soccer, and I joined a sorority, IKS. Shout out to my sisters, and that was one of the craziest thing I've ever done. I didn't think I would join a sorority, to be honest, but to be surrounded by very intelligent ladies, it was one of the biggest thing I've ever did, and I've never regret my regret doing that, because you could also add that to your resume. You can always add that to your resume. We always strolling everywhere. This is something that, and knowing that I do volunteer job before, sororities also do volunteering. They
Yeah.
also do community services and stuff like that. We give back to communities. We give back to homeless and stuff like that. We always donate in food. We throw little like parties to make sure that the students are on the campus are not always bored or anything like that. You
That's a
know,
lot of
it
responsibility.
is a lot of responsibility. It is, but and then at the same time, we still have to juggle schoolwork, make sure that everything is in by 11:59.
And I don't think you touch all the bases. What you had to do to be graduate as a sorority, to be inducted in the sorority.
Yeah, as a
What you had to, the road you have to take. Just give them a little insight of the difficulties and the obstacles and the grind, the hard grind that you've been through.
As for a sorority, you just have to be more determined, and it teaches you to be so disciplined. Like the things you have to be cut off from, like you have to be cut off from like the outside world to make sure that you are focused on yourself, to bring yourself together, to make sure you're disciplined. Like it's really not that easy, but it's not as hard as people may think it to be. And I know some people look at it as a cult, and it's really not. My sisters have really taken care of me the whole process and everything. I had 12 line sisters. So we all took care of each other, and she's me, we are one as that. IKS has been one of the best thing I've ever done throughout college, and I've made some really good friends there too.
And then that's what's the name of the sorority?
IKS, Iota Kappa Sigma.
Damn. So that's great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm very,
proud
very
too.
proud of you.
I'm proud too.
So, what's your major though?
My major is culinary arts management. My first 2 years, I graduated with my associate in culinary arts first 2 years. And then for the next 2 years, I did my bachelor's in culinary business management. And that's when I got my 4 honors. I got 4 honors. And I have, I don't remember what they call it.
So, what's you? Do you want to share your GPA with the audience? Do you
My
want to?
GPA. I guess I could. I guess I could be a little bit, you know. Yeah, my GPA is 3.9.
Wow!
Yeah.
Keep shining, keep grinding. And I can remember when she came here. I was so prepared. Like, not, I wouldn't say perfectly, but I was prepared because I'm big on culture, as you guys know. Anyone know me know that I'm a cultured guy. So the first book I handed to her when she came here, what was the name of the book I gave to you?
It was a Marcus Garvey book.
So I'm very cultured, and Marcus Garvey is a perfect person to really picture to her as a model of somebody who stand up for equal rights and justice and really look out for his people. So I was grateful in that, you know. So
And even though we do learn a lot about Marcus Garvey growing up in Jamaica, you don't really know the in-depth history for real until you really read the books. And then in school, they really do get in depth with that also.
that's great. So remember, guys, this is the Nothing to Fear podcast. I'm Blanco Pro. That's my twin, Chrissy. She's gonna be on this set every now and again, so get used to her. And
Yes, get used to my face. We'll be back again as usual.
she looking
And
good in the
please,
Blanco Pro top. You know that?
you gotta buy the merch. You know what I'm saying?
2025, the official debut of Blanco Pro. Look out for that, guys. So remember, like, subscribe, share, and bring a friend to the community. Let's grow as a community.
As to refer as to that, nothing to fear. It was a lot to fear to know that you're a 16-year-old coming to a whole different country. You have to adapt. You have to make sure that everything is straight. You can't just come here and expect everything's to be peaches and roses. My dad is the one that made sure that everything was peaches and roses. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has that person to motivate them, which is why we're here to tell you that it's always there's nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Make sure that you always keep your head straight and go on the right path as usual.
And I'm gonna add to that. Like my fellow parents, I know it's like I can tell you from experience that it's not the easiest thing to bring a child to this country, or even have a child in this country. But you know, you have to invest in them, because if we don't invest in them, the future is doomed, very, very doomed. And these are the situations we have to deal with on a daily basis. So I prepared. I don't miss a parent teachers conference, never. I got award at that school like I was a student, and she was a gold honor student for all the years she started.
Every single year, I
Every
was
single
always
year.
on the goal
You
honor.
know what I mean? So me and the teachers were like, we were like family. So whatever she messed up with, I'm gonna hear. Like, I will hear. So parents, please play your part. Be there for the child. I don't care if you're gonna miss out on a extra $50 on your pay. It's worth it in the long run. So be there for your kids. And this is episode 13. Do you have anything else to say?
Oh, can you guys please follow my cooking page at My Chaotic Kitchen, my CHAOTIC Kitchen. Please follow my page. I will be posting some contents on there.
That's my daughter. Please go and follow her, please.
And please like and subscribe. This has been a very special episode, and I will definitely be back here to talk with you guys.
And when is the
Share a
cook-off,
lot
though?
more.
When is the cook-off? When is it gonna happen?
Now everybody want to have a cook-off, so apparently we're gonna have a little cook-off. So make sure you guys tune in and be back so we could have this cookout.
Okay, guys. Remember, this is the premises of 4K Cuts Barber Spa on Launch, which I collaborate with the lovely Mask NYC by Nika and Anton, the photographer. Please stop by and give us support. Remember, we're on Peerspace. We're everywhere. You know what I mean? It's summertime and it's turn up time. Let's do some games night, some karaoke night, some brunches. Look, I'm looking forward to this. Until next time, I'm Blanco Pro. I'm out. May God goes with you guys. Love, always. Peace and blessings. I'm out.
Welcome to Nothing to Fear podcast. I go by the name Chris Blanca Pro. I started this podcast to share my untold story, my truths, and my journey, and my close relationship to Jesus Christ. And I want you to create a life on your own terms. We always have a choice. This podcast is about career, hustle, perseverance, manifestation, fun, sport, entertainment, relationship goals,